Hey guys, Arcturus here. I'll be doing my first little podcast about Dokkan Battle. I suppose this is sort of a face reveal. I'm not sure what. No, I had some of those comedy videos I made before, the Let's Watch Paint on the Wall videos, those kind of ones. But I had a bit of a co-host that kind of went a little MIA, so I'll be kind of doing this all on my own today. Don't mind. Big fan of the game. I was about to actually release a top 5 characters list for Dokkan. I'll probably put that up soon. Anyways, so for this game, I've been playing this for about maybe a year, roughly, something like that. It's pretty addictive. I have like a love-hate relationship with it. I'm very well aware that this is a gacha game, so they're gonna find ways to make money. Like that's the goal, making money. So there's a lot of times where I feel like I'm ready to rip my hair out and kind of just give up on the game completely. Sorry, I'm just kind of seeing who's in our chat real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, so that being said, let's see. Hey, we got Fear Fighter first in the stream. How you doing, man? So that being said, yeah, so every once in a while, like a big event will come out. For instance, I dropped a ton on the Super Vegito event. Oh my god, like that, I was ready to give up. I actually like quit the game for quite some time because I was saving up stones for about 2-3 months maybe for that event. And then when it came out, I got like none. Like it was some ridiculous amount of stones I wasted. I know it's RNG and all that, but my god, that I would say that and the Vegito Blue event it was enough for me to pretty much want to just kill somebody. But it's a great game. I know you know a game is really good when it comes out around the same time as Pokemon Go, and I find myself still playing this. Like there was a period of time when Go came out that I played a little bit more of that, but I just kept kind of going back to Dokkan, and here I am again. So we're in an interesting era. About a few months back, I started getting into JP a bit, right when Super Saiyan 4 came out, Goku and Vegeta. So as you guys might be aware, JP's got a big head start on global. I would say it depends. Like it's hard to give an estimate about how far ahead they are because lately it's been really weird. We got Gogeta at the same time in global. Sorry about that. And you know, that was a little bit, it was definitely against the grain. Like we don't usually do that kind of stuff. Same with the PyCon Super Kaioken Goku event. So sometimes we break the rules. And also, excuse me, I think up next we got Super 17 coming out, the Extreme AGL leader. And in terms of the JP timeline, if I'm correct, he was actually supposed to come out after Angel Goku and Masked Bardock, but for some reason we're getting Super 17 first. My best guess is it's because in the Super 17 banner, we're supposed to get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and because in the recent major banner we got, not cooler, but prior to that, I think it was the Omega banner. In that, we got Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So my guess is they wanted to give Global another chance to get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta again, since we had kind of a dry spell to get him. You typically are going to see a lot of 100% Super Saiyan 4 Gokus because of that. we just got more opportunity for us to get our hands on Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So, so one of the major pros I got about this game is, yeah, the combat's really addictive. It feels like a combination of Pokemon meets like old school Final Fantasy turn-based combat, but it's really rapid fire, very quick. And combined with the fact that the roster of characters is mind-boggling. This is one of the few DBZ games that really puts the roster to even Tenkaichi 3 to kind of shame. So, I mean, we got tons of what-if characters. I know Raging Blast 1 and 2 had some what-if dudes in there, but, you know, we have like Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta is like non-canon of non-canon. Like GT doesn't really exist in terms of the main canon anymore, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta definitely did not exist. So there's a lot of like wild characters that are a lot of fun. Personally, if I were to make my own or have my own what if character, I would love to have Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. I just think the idea of like the end of Buu Saga of Vegito really cutting loose would have been really awesome. So that's just something hopefully it comes in the future. I mean, we got Super Saiyan 3 Broly, which in terms of the roster, if there was one thing I really was going to complain about, I think it's the overall Broly spam we got going on here. Like Broly, yeah, I know you guys maybe have seen my videos about Broly. I like him as a character, but I think his fan base kind of ruined him a little bit. So bearing that in mind, when I was playing JP, I didn't know we were going to get Legendary Super Saiyan 3 Broly. And at that point, we already had, STR Broly. And when STR Broly first came out, if you were going to be on World Tournament, it's either you have that character or you suck, basically. Like that, he was so overpowered, being a really good attack all enemies unit for a bit there. Pretty much the only real one to run. Then we got, Text Majin Vegeta. Then we got physical Xenoverse Trunks, which that's a weird choice. I don't really know why they would give base Xenoverse Trunks an attack all area kind of thing. There's a few attacks that I don't understand are not attack all enemies. Like, for instance, the Human Extinction attack from Super Buu, that should be an attack all enemies kind of one. That's the point of the move. It hits every one of the damn planet, but it only hits one dude apparently. So sometimes moves like that are a little bit weird. I'm guessing it's because of balance or something, but I don't really remember Broly doing many attacks that could hit a bunch of people at once, unless it was like in a beam struggle or something. Maybe physical attacks, but he had no energy attacks to hit everything like Super Buu had. But anyways, I digress about that. The Broly spam got annoying. Right when Broly STR was starting to become not quite as amazing in the World Tournament, all of a sudden they give us a Neo God lead. Like right when Vegito came out, we got physical Broly, who was good. I think he's slept upon a little bit. But then after that, we got out of the blue. Actually, it was weird because this is one of those units that Global got first. We get STR Broly, LR, the LR version of it, and all of a sudden now he's game breaking again. So after all that comes out for Global, now we're gonna get Legendary Super Saiyan V Broly. Then we're gonna get a free to play Legendary Super Saiyan V Broly. It's a lot of characters for a dude that showed up in some movies. But that being said, overall, I would say this game is pretty well paced. There's only a few times there's a dry spell. Right now, there's a bit of a dry spell. I would say that with where we are at the moment, we had a really exciting period of time with Gogeta coming out and all that going on. The LR Goku event that came out recently was really fun. Overall, though, lately, every once in a while, you'll hit a dry spell. But aside from that, they're usually really good at pacing us. Obviously, we don't know what's coming out in JP. Right now, I think it's the dawn of this new kind of tier of leaders. I know if you're going to count the tiers, we had, let's see. I know I played back in the day, when Gogeta was coming out, back when that was really hot. I played a few months before when he came out, and for a brief period of time, top two major leader skills that are not nuking would have been him and LR Goku, with Gogeta kind of edging him out because of better links. So around that time, we got the God leads. We got Vegito, we got Tech Go Tanks or God Tanks. We got eventually Omega, which was weird. I found it really bizarre that Omega Shenron was seen as an inferior unit overall to Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And there's a lot of that going on sometimes when it comes to card effectiveness. I know now we have a better Omega that came out. But anyways, expect a lot of that if you're new to the game. So that's kind of the God tiers, those dudes. We had Broly, Vegito, God Tanks, Buhan, Omega. I think that's all the major ones. Yeah. So that was the go-to teams. You could beat pretty much any event with those dudes, especially for that brief period of time when Int was just wrecking everything. With Int, we had the Buhan team. You get him with Android 13, and there's at that period of time no event you couldn't handle because you're getting mad regen, you're getting tons of debuffs on the opponent. He's also kind of a nuker to a degree. So for a bit there, Int was arguably king, competing with AGL, I would say, with a Vegito lead. So then we got the tier that's kind of in global at the moment. We're the ones that are starting to show up in global, which is what's been referred to by a lot of people as the Neo Gods. So in JP right now, they're kind of closing up. Hey, what's up, Kelvin? Thanks, man. So right now we got the Neo Gods, which were introduced with Super Saiyan 4. And I was, I remember I used to be a member of a couple groups. I still am here and there. But I remember back when JP was about to get Super Saiyan 4. Now, again, with JP, we don't really know what's coming out until they announce it. With Global, because of JP, we kind of have a bit of a heads up because of it. So when the 2-year anniversary was showing up, we started seeing hints that Super Saiyan 4 was going to happen. And I remember all the forums are just like, they're showing different versions of Goku and Vegeta throughout the years. And the last one before the 7 days leading up to it was GT Goku and GT Vegeta. So all of us were kind of like, it's finally happening. So a lot of waiting for those 2 units, and they did not disappoint. Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta and Goku, for a brief period of time, were like unquestionably the best you could play as. Specifically, it depends on what you're going to use them for, but I'm kind of a part of the I'm not part of the majority on this one, but I felt that Super Saiyan 4 Goku was a bit more effective. I know that versatility goes to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta because he's got the tank function kind of going on. But at the end of the day, with Mono STR, like, you could just wipe somebody out with that team. I remember with Boss Rush, no one, like, I think for a while there, it was really hard to beat Boss Rush before the Neo Gods arrived. The best way to beat it was probably mono villains, and I've managed to do it with mono villains before. It's really about just pacing yourself. You're not gonna beat it very quickly, but thankfully if you get the right team with like Buhan and all those guys, you're gonna be able to regenerate a lot. And I know people prefer to use Merge Zamasu as the leads. You don't get quite as much ki, but you get a lot more stats. I used black because I didn't, number one, I didn't have Zamasu, and number two, I kind of preferred having the more ki. I'm more about being able to throw a lot of attacks quickly that might not hit as much to be able to debuff the opponent quickly with the secondary effects. So for that period of time, up until the Neo Gods, that was the way to beat the final boss rush. And then Mono STR became a thing with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and it was clockwork. My Mono STR Goku team back in JP was really new. Like, I didn't really have any potential stuff really opened up on anybody, but he just was that good. If you can combine him with like a couple decent units, specifically like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, like, it's like a 1-2 punch. You get blocked with Vegeta, and then you knock him out with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. The more GT units you can get, the better. I know optimally you want to have Omega in there, even though he doesn't quite get all the buffs that the other heroes would get, since with the Neo Gods, it's more about being a super or extreme type. Anyways, so it's mainly because of damage reduction. Omega really helps in that department because he lowers attack, I think, by 40%, maybe. I think it's something like that. And when you combine it with the debuffing that you get, or the defense buffing you get with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and it's nice to throw it on top of Vegeta, I guess, but he buffs enough as is. It's just the best way to run that stuff. He doesn't quite have the chance to throw as many supers out, but it's better to have the defense. Anyways, so around that period of time, like, that was the way to go. And to be honest, I still think Mono STR with the right setup, which again, the setups are easy to make. Like, there's so many ways to run a great Mono STR team. I think it's still arguably top 3, even though, the Neo God Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that dude's been out, I don't know, 6 months, maybe 7, something like that. It's been a bit of time. And, it's still safe. I know there's a new version of Boss Rush that should be coming sometime soon. It's like 3 or something like that. And with Mono STR, I used the same exact team I did to beat Stage 2 because Mono STR is just that good. So with Global, the tiers for teams are going to be understandably different. I know right now in JP, the way to go, at least from the stuff I got my hands on and what I looked into, I would say that the way to go would be either Mono Int, especially if you get. Actually, sorry, let me take that back. I got to point out, we got to count the mono fusion dance and the new mono half breed team or mixed breed team. If you don't count the two like Neo gods, I don't know the name for them yet for this new classification. I know like Ultra gods or I don't know. Just add some cool adjective on the side of it. Actually, if anyone in the chat wants to help me name this new group, no one's named them yet from what I've seen. So maybe we can come up with something cool like the Ultra Super Neo God. I don't know, but the Mega God. So for aside from the Mega God or whatever this new classification is, Mono Int's pretty good. Depending on what you got. The Neo God for that one is Gogeta, and he should be coming hopefully in a few months. He hits like a damn tank. I would say he's pretty much the same thing as the STR one on steroids, and he happens to be int. It's pretty stupid. Combined with the right teammates, especially again if you get LR Gohan in there, I think hitting wise he might be the strongest in the game. I think he is. I think he's comfortably actually. He's got a really high multiplier, really high stats. I mean, I'll go into my problems and the things I like about LRs in a little bit. That'll be one of the next few topics I get. So Mono and Int, pretty insane. If you're gonna count, the new Mega Gods or whatever you want to call them, the way to go really boils down to Mono Fusion Dance versus Mono Mixed Breeds. I'm probably going to wager that Mono Mixed Breeds is probably better provided you get the optimal team. And optimal would mean you probably want to get your hands and the checklist for this is kind of a nightmare, I'd say. To get a perfect, like mega lead mixed breed team with the new Ultimate Gohan lead, right off the bat, you're going to want to get both LR units, LR Trunks and LR Gohan. So that's like two giant checks you got to get off for the optimal team. This is to get the best possible, which is a kind of a headache. So if you can't get those, there's options. There's other ones you can still make them run well, but then I think at this point you might be looking more at a Mono Fusion Dance being better. So anyways, so I'm lucky enough that I have a pretty good Mono Fusion Dance team. That's Gogeta. And for those, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, sorry. For those in Global who happen to have that character, it's going to be a while until they release that leader skill. Excuse me. Because if they release it now, everyone who has him is going to automatically run Mono Fusions, no matter what it is. Mono Fusions is stupid good. It is ridiculously good. The amount of buffs Gogeta gives to Fusion Dance units is insane. Especially if you count if you get for mine, I managed to get my hands on an Gogeta as well. Between the two of them, it's like Ivan Drago. Whatever he hits, he destroys. It's ridiculous. As a joke, I guess I didn't know how good Mono Fusion Dance team was until I actually gave it a shot. And so when I did, so when we did, I barreled through that stage like it wasn't even there. It was one of the most ridiculously easy runs I've ever had. I underestimated the insanity of Mono Fusion Dance. That being said, I'm not quite sure about the Mono Half Breed one, because with JP, I mean, JP's fun. I like having kind of an edge to be able to know what's coming and all that and be able to play it. I guess I like Global more because I can read everything. Number one, it's nice plus. And number two, I put the most work into Global. By the time I got to JP, I'm pretty sure I was 290 rank. I'm higher than that now. I think I'm 340 or something. But that being said, it just makes it hard for you to really get into it. I'm begrudgingly trying to get to LR Goku in JP. I already did it once in Global, and this is where we're going to segue into the LR discussion. I'm begrudgingly doing that right now, and reason why is I did it once again. I did it on Global, and for those who have done the LR Goku grind or even are familiar with the LR Goku grind, oh man, it is one of the most obnoxious grinds I've ever had in video gaming history. Now, this is before we got stage 4. I got him uh, 3-4 months ago. No, I was like 4 or 5 months ago. So this is like you had to the strike costs to get the characters and the medals. They were still 100 for at least the medals. Like you had restrictions all over the place. And I didn't have any LR unit to help me out. I mean, now they're fair play once you get them, but I didn't have those. So that was an obnoxious grind. But at the time, I liked the fact that LR units required such a ridiculous amount of effort. I just got LR Frieza and LR androids recently on global. I'm going to try to get LR androids on JP because, in my opinion, it's not quite as stupid of a grind. But man, once they started realizing like they could just start fitting LR units inside of summons, I think they started kind of trying to like use that to get a bunch of money because the rates for LRs are dumb. Like I remember, I have a theory, and if I have not seen much evidence to the contrary. I've actually gotten some pretty big arguments about this, but I got a feeling that newer accounts get better rates. And I did a test on this. I have an old phone I never like turned in anywhere. So I turned it on. I made a Dokkan account like right when the LR Broly summon came out, the double rate summon. And I did, I think it was one multi. Yeah. My first multi, I got LR Broly. Now, on global, it was just like throwing stones at this thing to try to get him. Nothing. And same with the LR Maj and Vegeta. At this point, I don't even bother to try. I know like when Vegeta Blue came out, I was trying my butt off to get him. And I had some friends that just started playing the game. And it was like, my friends, boom, 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 boom. I'm just sitting here like, I think I was like 600 stones deep or something like that. I'm not sure. Like it's a suspicion of mine. And if it's, I know people disagree with me a lot on that one. But I like made a new account. No big deal. Hit a multi-summon on a JP account I made. Boom. Broly. My other friends, boom, LR Gohan. All these rare units, but they're all like younger accounts. So I'm not sure. I could be wrong about this one, or maybe I just have really cosmically stupid luck. And I'm just getting ridiculously bad rates for throwing at these things. I think that's also part of why my JP account, I managed to get both I got in Gogeta, I got Angel Goku and Masked Bardock with minimal effort because I had like a newer account, I guess, or something. Same with both Super Saiyan 4 units, not counting Gogeta, which I also got him, by the way, on my JP account. Not much of a problem. Gogeta, yeah, I was kind of a little bit of a headache. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta really weren't that hard. Like I 100%ed Goku in like no time at all. So I'm not sure. I can only go based on what I've seen. And if that's what they do, it makes sense from a business perspective. Not that I like it, but it makes sense. It's a good way to generate income because, God, it's like a drug. It's like, once they hook you, you'll keep coming back. You'll keep coming back. It's the new guys that gotta, kind of really dazzle with all the items. So maybe that's a theory of mine. I got in a few arguments about that before. Some of my Dokkan chat was pretty funny. But anyways, so as I'm going on, feel free to ask any questions about the game, what's coming up. As I brought up earlier, we got Extreme AGL Super 17 that was announced recently for global, which it's not really part of the timeline in terms of the JP timeline. And if we were going to follow JP, we were supposed to get Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku first, which in my opinion is a better unit. Extreme. Okay, the Super 17 unit, it's versatile. It can kind of function a little bit as a tank, yeah. But it's, number one, I think that there's just a better pool of units for super technique, which is what Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku is. I think it's just a much better pool there. Like, you can really have some fun. You get LR Goku, Super Saiyan Bardock, God tanks, no, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Oh my God, that team is dumb. You got Golden Frieza if you want to get a good tank in there. The list goes on. It's a lot of good units. Extreme AGL. I mean, the biggest no-brainer for a 17, like if you're gonna run Super 17 dual leads, it's a no-brainer. You're gonna need LR androids. Like, that's it's like peanut butter and jelly with those two things. They work off each other so well. Then there's a couple good units. You could run extreme. Let's see. You could do. Yeah, I agree. Matthias Ing. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Right. Due to the lackluster pool, it's not that great. But I mean, if you were to do it, for instance, if you were LR androids, you'll need them. There's a pretty good orb changer 18. You can use her. There's a new Hellfighter 17 coming out. That's AGL as well. There's the cooler Matt. It is all right, Matt. There's the cooler that you get from World Tournament. He's pretty good. It can be done. I mean, if you really want to be really tanky, you can get away with Golden Frieza. And in terms of damage reduction, oh my god, he's gonna laugh anything off. But the output's just crap. So it's doable, but the issue with that is, if you don't have those units specifically, then you're kind of wasting your time. It's so much of a point. Interesting enough, too, let me double check the LR Vegeta. I think, if I recall correctly, which is a little bit bizarre in my opinion. Let's take a look here. Yep, as I thought. It's a little bizarre. I guess because he's Majin, but I mean, in that he does the attack where he's basically saying, farewell, Goku. I do this to protect my loved ones or whatever. Like, it's kind of weird, but you could run him. The links are going to be kind of crap, but I mean, he hits just that hard, so it's a good idea. Let's take a look at the links actually. What do we got for links? Links. Okay, so over in a flash. That's a good key link. Shattering Limit. Okay, that's pretty good. I know when Legendary Power was introduced, it was back when these straight up boosts were like more viable. Like you get when you have the Legendary Power boost, you get plus 5,000 whenever you do the super. Yeah, it would have been handy back in the Gogeta days. When STR Gogeta was like the best. But now it's like all percentage. If it wasn't already percentage to begin with, oh boy, it is now. So that's kind of unfortunate. I always was one of my few problems I have with LRs is the fact that they need so much key, but the LR links don't really have anything that's great key links. Like LR exclusive links is what I mean. Over in a Flash is great. It's one of my favorite links. I remember back in the day, an Over in a Flash team was like the bomb. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit disappointing. So you can run him. He's not a bad choice. It's just not much. I mean, the Grade 8 Vegeta? I got him recently. He's okay. But it's still like you're looking at the links. Like how are they going to have any synergy together? Again, you're going to have like 4 Android units, most likely, at least 2 or 3 of them. Again, versus Angel Goku, where it's just like, great unit after great unit. I could probably pull my game up right here and just start listing all the stuff I got in global that's ready for that team. So a little bit disappointing. And even so, like LR Goku, even though he's great for tech, he's not even. Sometimes you can get away with not even using the guy, just because of how much key you're going to need to really use him effectively. So it's kind of my thoughts on some of the LR stuff. I think if they had the chance to reintroduce LRs, they would do it a lot differently now. LRs were, excuse me, they would make sure the LRs are something that always took a titanic amount of effort, and I would prefer them to be free, because it misses, like back when they were all free, with the main 4 really, with Goku, Frieza, LR androids, and Piccolo. It was always seen like something where your hard work is the reason you get those units, not dumb luck. Dumb luck is for the URs, at least a lot of the URs, so TURs. So that was kind of a little frustrating, in my opinion. But in the end, I mean, it could be a lot worse, I guess. Yes, Tech Golden Frieza, no kidding. Good call on that one, Matt. Tech Golden Frieza is, when he first came out, I was a little bit surprised that his damage reduction wasn't quite as good as AGL. Now everything else is better at, but I always thought that was kind of funny because the main reason you're going to run Golden Frieza, aside from some of the debuffs he does here, with the super, and some good links. Primarily, it's for the damage reductions, for it's for shaking off attacks. And AGL it's the same. It's just better in that department. Again, everything else not so good. So I'm so happy with him, especially once he if he's running the right team. I think we got. I'm trying to remember. I think Extreme Tech. I think that's what Legendary Super Saiyan 3 Broly. That one. I think together that'd be good. But again, I'm not the Extreme Tech. You're not going to get too much out of that. So it's sad because some of the Neo Gods are good units. It's not they're any are bad. It's just the pool. Like an extreme like a Janemba team, or with the Neo God Janemba. Like you're gonna have some good stuff to choose from there. It's more of a pool. I think overall like not AGL, but STR has a pretty good pool. It's got some decent stuff in there. Like imagine like in the Janemba team, if you were able to run like LR Frieza, holy crap, that would be dynamite. So there's options in that one, but not so much for like Extreme AGL and Extreme Tech. Extreme Int are pretty good though. There's some good stuff in that. I think Int's got some nice villain stuff in there, like Janemba, Buhan, Super 13 run with Buhan, great combo. A couple other guys in there, so that'd be a good one. I think that's Kid Buu, I believe, for that one. But overall, like I think nowadays, yes, Super Int is the way to go. Super STR, Super AGL. AGL is interesting. Usually when it comes to God versus Neo God, you're pretty much always going to go with the God. But, there's a good argument that can be made for running like... Sometimes I like to run like... I'll run Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as like one lead, or I'll run like my own... I have 100% Vegito I use. For Vegito, I'll run him as a lead, but then have like a dual lead of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Just because it's... Number one, having the spreads be nice. Or, sorry, I take it back actually. My lead would be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And then I would have a friend lead of Super Saiyan just Vegito. Because having two Vegitos with that amazingly stupid counter mechanic sometimes is the better choice. Let's take a look. Global Super. Yeah, no, I mean, a Buhan lead, yeah. I mean, I still find use. I was responding to Matt here. I still find a use for Buhan here and there. He was crucial when it came to running a mono villain run on Boss Rush 2. He's good, but yeah, not as a leader anymore. Like there's just better options out there. I think in a Kid Buu team, I believe it's Kid Buu. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Kid Buu's the extreme int leader. I think with that kind of a team, you could have like almost like a Buu thing going on there with like a Janemba tank running, and you'd have a pretty crazy team there. But overall, Super's just the way to go. Except for like extreme physical is good. Like you can get some nasty stuff going on in that one. With Goku Black, you can put Vegito Blue in there just because he's just really good. Increases, he's still just pretty good. So yeah, that's kind of I guess my 2 cents on it. You're probably hearing a lot of stuff that is pretty much of a consensus with the game overall. But that being said, so yes, that's kind of my main thoughts about all this. We were gonna have my buddy Wes on here. I think maybe there was a bit of a time dilation thing going on. He lives over across the pond in England, and I think maybe we got our times mixed up or something like that. But for the remainder of this one, if you guys got questions about this game or comments you'd like to bring up as well, it's one of the reasons I've been kind of MIA on this channel. I've been playing so much Dokkan Battle. But yeah, guys, appreciate the few guys tuning in. Wow, I've been going on for almost half an hour here. Not too bad. But yeah, Matt, I'm not sure if we met before. Are you in one of my channels or one of my groups chats, or just in the group, the main group or something like that? It's interesting. It's always good to meet new people. But yeah, that being said, there's also the Battlefield coming out. That's right, the Battlefield mode. In that one, we'll be able to get LR Ginyu. I played that in JP, and I didn't have a really good roster yet. It's going to ask 100 of your units. So right now, I managed to complete Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, And I completed, as I brought up earlier, Vegito. Well, I have dupes now that I have nothing to use them for. They're 100%, all that stuff. So I'm probably gonna like use the dupes of those guys to make again like secondary Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Gokus and Vegito, to just have them ready for Battlefield. Like that's my main goal when it comes to my dupes. I don't sell them to Baba. I just get them ready. If they're good enough, it's get them ready for Battlefield. I want to get that El Arginyu. Not just that, but there's also some awakenings that are nice. I think the physical Goku's pretty good. It's nice to have a good stunner. Like for instance, when it comes to stunner units, it's a pretty simple tactic. You guys probably do too, which is putting additional attack into a unit like that. Like my Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, the STR one, I load him up on additional attacks because I want that stun chance. Because he has about what he has like 50% chance to stun on a super. Okay, just amp that up. Well, thanks for joining, Matt. Cool, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's like my main goal with units like that. And the same thing with physical Super Saiyan Goku. It's nice to have the ability to kind of like really stun somebody. I know we have some other kind of status dudes. I know we got the physical Super Saiyan Gotenks, which is pretty handy. There's a couple of ones here and there, but that was kind of one of the OG stunners, though. Super Saiyan Goku. I don't have Discord. Maybe it sounds like I should try it out, though, from the looks of it. Maybe I'll have to look into that. But yeah, dudes, appreciate y'all tuning in here. I was kind of surprised we already get this much content out. Hopefully, we can have another live discussion going on. Maybe we can have somebody else join me on the stream here. And maybe me and Wes can kind of coordinate across the pond a little bit better. Oh yeah, and lastly, one of the things I like about the sense of humor they have, April Fools is always a lot of fun. I actually still have. Let me see if I can pull him up. I have 3 of my April Fools characters still. I don't sell them. There's no point for me to sell them. For the last April Fools, here we go. For the last April Fools, they actually, for those who were not around during that, they actually turned the game into Cyber Battle, and the cover art was the normal cover art, except the characters were all replaced with Cybermen, which is really fun. So it's loading right now. They also gave us some Yamchas, which are pretty cool. And let me pull this up real quick. But no, yeah, answering Matt's question, just kind of clarifying. I don't have Discord. It sounds like I need to try that out. I've heard about it. All right, let's go pull up some of my dudes. Hopefully it comes out okay in the camera. I really got to get the multi-screen thing going on, but let's take a look at my Joe characters. Some people actually trained their UR Cybermen into their characters. I couldn't do that. Like I like keeping as a memento. Let's go pull them up here. Hopefully this shows up pretty well. Cyberman. All right, so yeah, this is the Cyberman. The cover mimics the original Dokkan art, or one of the old Dokkan covers, but hopefully that comes out okay. No, it did not. It's terrible. Awful, awful, awful. So I'll have to send a photo about it later. Apologies, guys. I'm getting the hang of this. Hopefully I can stream this next time. But yeah, they actually, and during one April Fool's, one of the Yamchas you can get, it actually gets worse when you Dokkan Awaken it. It becomes the Yamcha that was taken out by a Cyberman. Poor guy gets way too much flack, in my opinion. I think he's fine. Like I get he wasn't the most useful fighter, but he still was handy. And I think that he kind of got the shaft. He had some character development in Dragon Ball. He was getting over a sphere of women. He was a likable dude. Thanks for tuning in, Matt. Appreciate it, dude. Hope to see you again sometime, dude. But yeah, he had some character development. Baltimore, a couple of stuff. Like, Kira put some time into that dude. And then, he's not a Saiyan anymore, so he's not important. So, anyways, it's kind of my 2 cents about all this stuff. Hopefully, this is a nice, well-paced little episode today. And if you guys have any more questions, comment them on the Facebook page. Excuse me. And I'll make a list of them so we can answer them during our next stream. Maybe we'll make this hopefully weekly. But thanks a lot, guys. I'll be tuning out. Later.